Blah.
Okay. All right, there you go. Okay.
Okay, you are a controller, so I'm gonna make you do exercises every single day. I've had pandas do
Okay.
them, who's also in Vesa League, or technically Void League now with you, and he's improved
Oh,
considerably. Um, yeah, cool. Let me share my screen with you. Why am I in Apex right now? Let me exit out of Game Beast, display capture. Cool. Okay. So, um, we're gonna go over your judgment, and then we're gonna go over your mechanics. Okay?
okay. Okay. Sounds good.
So we're gonna go over your individual stuff instead of your team stuff right now,
Okay. Uh-huh.
because your fighting is not good.
Yeah. Yeah, gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah, yeah.
Last question.
Okay. So we'll take a look at can you see my screen, by the way?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, one of the first things immediately is that you guys are completely bunched up together, right? I watched a little bit
Yes.
of this, and you guys have this habit. And okay, obviously you can't control your team here, but um if you see your team just bunched up all in the same angle, you're not going to accomplish a lot, you know? Normally what you want to do is just create like a triangle formation like this of some sort, you know? And then you can rotate it however you want. You know, it doesn't have to be like that angle. Like somebody's here, someone's over here, and then maybe someone's like down here, you know?
Yeah, okay. I see what you're
Or,
saying.
but the thing that you do want to avoid most of the time is a straight line like this. Why? It's because if one of you gets aped, let's say somebody comes in from the backside here and they start shooting you, these guys can't really help you, right?
Right.
So you'll notice, especially like if you're in a diner building, right? Let's say you're in the first floor of the diner building, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's like the two doors. There's one door over here. It's kind of like sideways, and then there's like a door over here. Like if you're in the middle and these guys ape you, you're kind of fucked. So this is like geometry shit. But basically, what I'm saying is you want to get different angles. That's what you can control at the end of the day. So you're
Right.
standing here, and all of you are just shooting one guy. And also, we really need to work on your long range. Like that should have been
Yes.
a one flip.
That's
Okay,
what I
so
thought
watch
so.
what you're doing right now. You guys are just holding the same angle and you're accomplishing nothing. Even if you get a knock, especially at this range and at this meta, you have accomplished nothing. It's not even considered an opening, right? So
Yeah, I see what
because,
you're
you know,
saying.
you get that person up right away. So you have no purpose to your actions here. And you guys are kind of just reacting to what's happening in the lobby, right? So instead of saying you're waiting for something to happen, yeah, it's ring one, and like half the teams are gone, right? So you're waiting for something to happen, but instead, just make the call to push. You guys are in rank, like you should be at a point where, especially if you're triple stacking, you should not give a fuck about your RP at all.
Right.
Like you should 100% be focused on getting better at the game, and you should just be getting into more fights. You guys are the way you guys are like controlling this situation, it's as if you are like playing zone or something like that.
Right.
Reload. Okay, pause right here. Look at this movement. The one thing that we're going to really focus on is your pathing. And basically what I mean that is cover usage, right? As soon as I enter a
Mm-hmm.
building or I'm out in the open, the first thing I look for is corners, right? Corner,
Mm-hmm.
corner, and then there's a corner behind me, right? Why do I do that? It's because when you're using the cover, you want to make sure a third of your screen is covered with that cover, right? The way you're pathing here is if this Gibby, for some reason, is completely idiotic and decides to ape you, you have no way to retreat. You have no actual advantage in this fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would have preferred you go here or here. Okay.
Right.
But instead, you go into the open and you're accomplishing nothing. And now you guys are double stacking the same door. And instead of looking right, you both like look up and left, right? So you guys like if you had 10 people like watch this like watch the last 30 seconds and you ask them what you were trying to do, none of them would give you the same answer. I promise.
Right.
You're like, oh, they don't know what they're doing. All you're doing right now is defending and you're reacting. Just like pick a target and then kill that guy. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
You're playing way too passively for someone on roller.
Right.
Okay, even look at this swing. Like what just because people say swing, it doesn't mean stop using cover, right? The way you
Right.
swing this could be right here on this corner and just
Hmm.
control that corner. And if he decides to push you, you can just rotate back, you know,
Right.
just pull your left stick back. Okay. Look at this cover usage. You don't use any kind of cover. That was a waste of an ult.
Hmm.
You were anticipating a threat there, but you weren't dealing like he wasn't there at all. You were just that doesn't buy you any kind of time. Instead, you wasted your ult. You could have used your Q instead, right?
Right.
All
Hmm.
you're doing is reacting. I just want you to slow down your thinking. So the only thing we're going to work on in terms of your judgment is just think about cover. We're going to work on one thing at a time. Okay?
Yeah.
It's literally the most fundamental and your angles. We're going to work on actually two things. We're going to work on cover usage, going cover to cover to cover. And then we're also going to work on different angles. That's it. That's all you're going to work on for like the next month or two. This is all I'm having
Okay.
pandas work on. And yeah, this will change your game considerably. Okay. You back off. Cool. Fine. You're trying to get information. You're shooting a guy who's a million miles away from you while your teammates are going down.
Hmm.
You're not paying attention to your teammates, right? You're not
Right.
focusing on the actual task at hand, like the actual threat. That guy's not a threat to you. The guy running away is not a threat. Deal with your most important threat. This, like your friend goes down. And you also climb height exactly where he got shot, right? Why would you do that? There's like no benefit to you to do that. Just wait until your team gets ready. Cool. Let's skip over to another fight. I gotta turn on the AC soon. It's really fucking hot. So
I need to turn my fan down.
no, I can hear you perfectly fine.
Oh no, you're good. I was getting cold. That's
Okay.
because I was getting cold.
Yeah,
That's what I was.
even see what even this, right? Before you ADS,
Right.
immediately would have gone right. Immediately.
Okay.
Before you even try that guy.
So when you're talking about the triangle formation, generally how many, I guess you want to say, meters would you want that triangle
Within line
formation,
of
like
sight.
distance?
Within line of
Okay.
sight. Especially at your skill level. At your skill level, you just want to be within line of sight that you can help. And that your teammates can help you. If you're out of line of sight and your teammates can't help you and you have no mobility, you're fucked. Right?
Right.
So here, your lifeline is shooting with no cover. Watch what happens. Boom. Yep. Okay. So in terms of threats, what are the two biggest, like topographically on the map, what are the two biggest threats on the map?
Uh, threats on the map.
Yeah, what are the most important points physically on the map that can really fuck you over? We're looking
Most
at one right
importantly,
now.
height. Yeah, height.
Height. Okay. And what's the second one?
Um, I would not know. I couldn't
Chokes.
identify it.
That's it.
Chokes.
Heights and chokes. Those are the two big ones you got to point out too. You just have to be hyper aware. So,
Hmm.
like awareness comes, a lot of it comes down to like, okay, There's height, there's a choke. That's all you have to do, right?
Right.
Okay, this is our
Very
biggest threat.
easy.
Height, choke. That's literally the whole
Choke.
game.
Yeah.
Like that will triple your awareness that you already have. As soon as you have this angle, like obviously you're looting here, whatever. But as soon as you have this angle, you're like, oh shit, height, choke,
And then
boom.
the choke.
That's it. Those are your two biggest threats.
Because I'm pretty sure that my teammate was looking. He was looking at the team that was on the other side of the choke.
Yeah, but he has no cover, right? And that
Right. Yeah.
covers,
Yeah.
yeah,
But
that
still.
covers useless.
Yeah.
Like he was getting cover from the team west, but not from the team on height,
Hmm.
because that's your biggest threat. With this many
Right.
teams left, someone's going to be on height.
Right.
See, you have sword. Okay, problem. What's the issue here? We'll take a look at this. What's your threat here? What are the two biggest threats?
Nothing.
No, what are the two
Nothing.
biggest
I'm not
threats?
looking at the choker.
I know, but what's the
Oh,
first?
probably.
Height, right?
Yeah. Height.
Possible threat.
Hmm.
Possible that you're not paranoid enough.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, no, I don't see anybody. It's perfectly fine, right?
Right.
But just position yourself as if someone's going to be there. Right?
Right.
Like ish. Like here, you're here, which is fine because if someone is hit there on the left, you can just go back like towards the center again. But
Hmm.
again, your angles here aren't wide enough. If you're trying to like fuck with that team, like close it, you should be the one like calling for these pushes. Yeah, if you guys care about your RP, sure, just sit there and do fucking nothing, right? But if you're trying to
Right.
improve and just like learn how to turbo fuck the whole lobby, take this cover to cover, and then just work your way in towards that team.
Right.
And the reason why you have no information is because you've stayed still in the exact same spot for a whole minute now, which means physically you have gained no new information. Like if you let's say you pause the game, right, and you only stare at this piece of the tree for the next 3 minutes, have you gained any new information?
No.
Okay. So what that means, and what I'm trying to imply, is that your information that you get comes from your eyes and where you physically place yourself on the map, right? So the reason why you have negative information is because you guys aren't moving around more. You just need to move more. See, they got a knock on you, but in this meta, that means nothing. And that guy
That
gave up
means
height.
nothing.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure we kill
and
that
look at
team
this.
because they
And look at
switched
this.
height.
Look at this. You ADS into open space. You have good cover usage here, but you should have gone left. Are you going to drop here? You can't capitalize on it because you have the same redundant angle, right? They moved forward.
Yeah.
That's good. You have a different angle than your teammates. Always just get a different angle than your teammates. You should not be getting the same information and the same angle. Your Newcastle is throwing. Okay, see how nice that is to have a different angle?
Yeah. Have that different angle because they're
Yeah,
both peeking that same angle wide.
exactly. And imagine if your lifeline was over here, or
Right.
like over there on that other side. That they would have died like so much faster. And imagine if your Newcastle was using the left stairs here and creating a head glitch instead of getting completely destroyed. See that left stair? Definitely could use that as head
Yeah,
glitch.
that's there. If he was using that, yeah, head glitch.
Okay. So I want you to stream more in the future, and what I want to watch is I'm gonna count all the times that you shoot and you ADS without cover, and how many times you're on the same angle. This is really simple stuff, right? But the
Hmm.
implementation is really hard to do because you have to build a habit. And worst of all, you have to destroy the old habit of just shooting out in the open. Okay, look at this. Now knowing what you know, what do you think you could do better here?
Instantly find cover and then ADS.
Where?
Um, I would probably, looking at it right now, probably make my way to those pills
Hmm.
and then ADS there,
Yeah, boom.
or even go even more to the left. Well, I don't know. Maybe if I
That doesn't matter.
not knowing the terrain.
Yeah, like the amount of information you have here is this. But if you move up
Right.
here, look how much more information you have. And you can
Right.
have audio cues as well from over here,
Hmm.
right? But yeah, just move up more and get different angles. Yeah, and it would have, yeah, and instead you back up completely. And look, you have no cover here, and then you get shot for
Yeah.
free. You have no cover, and you're ADSing with a Mastiff instead of a Hemlock, and look where you're standing with no cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're fucked.
No, absolutely. Yeah. No cover.
Yeah, you have not
Yeah. That's right. They
prepared.
just beat me for 100.
Yeah, and now you wasted your ult
Yeah.
for no reason. And look where you're healing.
Just wide out in the open.
Yeah. It's
Oh, I
like
think I stopped there and then I tried to go get some more cover and then I
yeah.
end up pushing.
You're
Yeah.
you're just like
Push.
one decision away from making really good decisions.
Right.
Yeah. It's like watching your friend hang out with his crush and she's giving him all the hints and then you just watch him fumble. Yeah, it's like
Fumble
she
again.
likes you, dude.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it. All you have to do is just make the move.
Yeah.
You're so close, dude. Luckily, you have like the requisite skills and you have like the feeling of like what you should be doing correct. You just aren't aware of it.
Right.
Okay, so we're gonna focus on this. We're gonna focus on one, getting new angles, two, using cover with those angles. We have a bit of cover here. Okay, so here's the deal. As soon as you shoot from one angle, you shoot from a different angle. And what that means is you can use the same piece, you can use the same rock, right? But one angle here, and then you can look at that angle, right? And then you can look at, see that rock? You can back up
Before we
and use
before we
this
go any
angle.
further, if one of my teammates can be in here,
Yeah, sure.
can he be in, or should he just tune into Twitch?
Yeah, sure. Just tell him to come in. I don't
Okay.
care.
Yeah. Let me get him in here real quick.
Here, is he in my Discord, my workshop Discord?
I don't think he's in your Discord yet.
Here, just invite him. Here, I'll just meet you in there.
Okay.
Here, I'll send
Give me
you
a second.
the
I will.
Discord again.
Okay. Okay. I got you. I'll be there in a second.
Tell him to join gaming, and then I'll bring him in there.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go. I just sent it to him. Okay. He should be here. He should be in there real quick.
Yeah, no rush. Okay. Oh, you hold down on your EVA 8.
Yes, I can't. I can't see from the screen.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. Yeah, my bad.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, you hold down on your EVA 8, even though it's an auto. You shouldn't do that.
I think I do a mixture.
Yeah.
I do a mixture of.
Is your teammate here yet?
No,
Doesn't
he
look like
should
it.
be joining. Should be joining really soon.
What's funny is like if you watch most pros don't even use cover correctly. It's so basic, man. It's so like
Yeah.
it is not difficult. And then again, when it comes to threat analysis or just understanding where the threats are, it's good, Nate. Oh, no. I mean, look.
Okay.
Okay, so
He's
here's the
coming right
deal.
now, but we can continue.
Yeah. Okay, we'll just wait for him.
Okay. Okay. He's turning his PC on right now.
Okay, then we'll
Sorry
just
about
keep
that.
going.
I
No
didn't. I
worries.
didn't know if he was going to join.
No worries. So here's the deal. you're in the
Yeah.
spot for too long. You have a good angle, you have an alternate angle, but as soon as you get this, you should just climb on height, right?
Right.
So what I want you to do from now on is
Oh, he's here. He's in the gaming one now.
okay. Okay, Slice, welcome.
Hey, what's up, man? My name's Jordan.
Nice to
Nice
meet you,
meeting you.
Jordan. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so what we're going over with Hunk, and are you in this at all? Are you in this?
Yeah, I'm Who is Riley Reed.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Not
so
something I thought would be public. That's well, you know,
that's fine. You
it's a
guys
little
have
You're gonna
the
more.
be VOD reviewing with his
I mean,
mic.
you guys have the same issues. You guys like suck at cover usage and you like have redundant angles, right? If
Okay.
you stay, you look, here's a good example. You stay in the spot for like 10 seconds, right? And because of that, the longer you stay in one spot, the longer it gives time for your enemy to make to make a counterplay. Look how long you're here for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. You should have been there for 2 seconds max. That's it.
Okay.
So I don't want you guys to be in the habit. I want you to remove your habit of using your entire mag. I know this sounds silly and stupid, but if you listen, if you're coyful, fine, fuck it, you know? Like if you can one
Yeah.
clip people like Jesus, do it, whatever. You know, ignore me. But if you're not coyful or amphy, just get a new angle. So you're here, you're shooting for 2 seconds, take height immediately. One, cool. You did your job. Now immediately, as soon as he gets out of LOS, just take height, right? Instead, you're standing here. You're just shuffling back and forth and you're hoping for something to happen. But what would have happened if you had height there before he did? He wouldn't have vaulted.
Then I would have been able to get have that different angle on his Q.
Exactly. So the two things we've covered so far in terms of your movement is one, new angles, right? That's number one.
Hmm.
Use cover. And when I mean cover, I mean a third of your screen should be covered. Okay.
Right.
Now, you could say that this is cover, but it's not. If you physically move up and you're here, that's cover. But this is not cover. Okay.
Yeah.
And then three, move more. So you usually want to default this to like 2 seconds, especially in rank. Why do you want this?
Hmm.
Why do you want to move around like a fucking spastic? Because one, it denies information to your enemy, right? How many times have you fought a pred team and you're like, I thought that lifeline was over here, and you guys are arguing with your teammates after you die, like, well, I thought that guy was over here. No, he's on floor two. How many times has that happened to you guys?
Yeah, it's happened a lot because we most of the time we probably think they're moving so fast that we think it's a third party or just some other team.
No, it's just the same team, just moving more.
Yeah,
It's the
Preds
same
Preds
team.
are always it's always very different to fight them because they overwhelm very quickly and then they just they get to do spots so fast that I always just feel like I'm in a fucking blender.
Yeah, that's because they're just moving more. And the thing is, though, if you think about it, it's like they're the Flash and they're moving super super fast, and you guys are just sitting ducks, right? So, and then two, it gets you new information. Okay, so let's say that we will do paint. I always use this example. You know, if you do TDMs in Skulltown, there's that one room with three doors,
Yes.
and then the
Yes.
pillar. The hallway is over
Yeah.
here, pillar in the middle, door here. Fine. Cool. So here's the deal. If your enemies are here, okay, and you are here, let's say 3 seconds pass. One, watch what happens. One, two, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's 3 seconds of you standing still and doing nothing, and then them just circling into you, right? You don't want that to happen. So what do you do instead? You move. Very simple.
Yeah.
So watch this. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Cover, to cover, to cover, to cover. That's it. What this does is it denies them information. As soon as you get here, let's say these guys don't move at all. Let's look at it from the opposite perspective. After 1 second, this guy's shooting you. He's like, oh, he's on the right side, right? But you've already moved. Surprise, motherfucker. And then you go out here and you shoot him here after 2 seconds. He's like, oh, no, fuck, he's over here. And then you move over here and you fuck with that guy. You look like 3 different people every single time. Now, the other thing that this
Right.
does is it gets you new information. If you are here and you're facing this direction to the right, this is the scope of information that you have. That's it, right? But you don't know what's happening behind you. But if you move 2 or 3 times, let's say you move twice only, right?
Mhm.
You have twice as much information. The reason why you guys feel like you don't know what the fuck is happening is because you're not moving around enough, you're not moving forward enough, you're not using enough cover, and you're allowing your enemy to move. That's it.
Mhm.
Okay. So we'll just look into this. We'll take a look at your next couple fights. Okay, let's look at this fight. Yeah, you're starting with your Eva 8. Yes, it's close range. Okay, you guys have redundant angles. It takes both of you to go down. You should immediately back up. Okay, look at you. Look, all 3 of you. What's the issue here?
All 3 in the same angle.
All 3 in the same angle, right? You should create a trap. And look, you hide behind. As soon as you saw him, you should have just backed up and gone to those boxes.
The like blue bins. Yeah,
Yeah,
those blue
the blue bins
boxes.
on the right.
That's what I
Just
was thinking immediately too when I was looking back at it.
yeah, immediately blue bins or go to the right. And here's the deal: you want to bait your teammates. Let's say that Jordan is right here, and then you are right here. They're gonna push him, right? But that's good. It's okay if you use him as bait because he's gonna put up his shield. They're gonna ape him, and then you can just shoot them on the cross. Your teammates are meant to be baited. If your teammates get angry at you for baiting them, they suck at the game. You're supposed to bait your teammates. But you guys can't bait each other because you guys are way too close.
Right.
And look, you're out in the open. You have no cover. The way you should move is from cover to cover. Instead, you slide out in the open. No one used those boxes at all. This is really bad.
I tried to use those too late.
Yeah. If you just stood here, honestly, you don't even have to move much. If you just cover here and then cover here, right? You can create a head glitch and then cover here. That's
Mhm.
3 pieces of cover you can use. You can go 1, 2, 3. You can go 1, 2, 3, and just fuck with these guys the whole time. Just move around more. Move like a fucking spaz, right?
Not conduit keeps happening.
Jordan, is anything I'm saying confusing to you?
No, I have a question though, but I feel like it's a pretty big question.
Okay.
Whereas like so I think the so we were playing in um like a match point finals thing
Mm-hmm.
like a couple maybe like a week or two ago, and every time we got aped or every time we died to like a 3v3,
Mm-hmm.
someone would get like someone get downed, or someone, let's say like someone gets hit for like 180 or something, and then we have this habit. It's actually not this trio that we're watching, but it's oh, maybe it is this one.
This was the
um
Vesa.
yeah, this one. So we would die and we're all standing in the same place, just like you're talking about,
Mm-hmm.
right? Well, so like I like totally agree. Like I remember I was saying, I remember I was like, there's we always end up together. So like I understand that part of it, but I guess what I'm like what I'm constantly trying to figure out right now is how do you play together so you don't get picked off? Because it feels like, especially in these sweatier lobbies, that like what I've always thought about is identify the solo and swing the solo together. And so I think we're terrified of being the solo, and but that's causing us to clump up on top of each other.
Hmm.
And we also want to make swings together, which is also, so I feel like the playing together is a symptom of these two things that we're either trying to make happen or avoid
Yeah.
happening to us.
Okay, here's the deal. When you're swinging, right, there's a couple of things. When you're swinging, always use cover, right? So let's say you have a box, okay? And this is you, and this is your enemy. I'll always use triangles as your enemy, right? Let's say your third gets this guy down to half health, okay? But he says swing. When you swing, and I've seen this enough of your fights so far, when you guys swing into the open like this, both of you. You shouldn't be doing that. You should magnetize yourself to this corner and do that, right? You don't have to swing the same angle. It just means kill, right? Because the
Right.
whole purpose of a swing is to shoot the same guy at the same time, but it doesn't mean
Right.
you have to use the same angle, right? The only time you really want to do a triple swing on that is one, if you have a clear advantage. Two, if you have it's incredibly desperate. Or three, and I did this a lot with GK, is you use it as a counter push. So let's say you are inside of a building. If you're inside of a building, right, and then there's a door here, and your enemies have split off, and you notice
Right.
that it doesn't even matter because you know that they're split. Let's say there's three of you here, and this is north, right? Swing north, and all three of you 3v2 that guy, right?
So we should swing the duo and not the solo.
No, it doesn't fucking matter, but as long as you do it together.
Just but just in this situation. Okay, I
Yeah,
see what you're saying. So the,
but again, do it in a way that uses cover, right?
right.
Like you can this is cover. See, that's cover, right?
It
But
doesn't
this,
mean the three of us plowing out that door.
yeah, it doesn't mean you guys three stacking this door huddled up. You know, if you're gonna do it, just fucking full commit. But the thing is, though, I don't recommend this. I don't recommend doing this because this is a very unique like situation. I don't want you thinking like this is like a play that we can do all the time, right?
Right, because
This is a
that's what I would say is right. I don't want to be out of. Am I saying this right, Julio? Like I feel like this is what we're looking for in a fight. But if this is not something that we should be doing all the time,
yeah,
I feel like that unlocks something for me
I
because
feel like I
this is
feel like
definitely what
yeah.
I think we look for when we're fighting. It's like let's find a solo and triple swing it.
yeah. You guys are trying to eat rice with like you guys are trying to eat rice with a knife. You know, use the right
Okay.
tool
Right.
for the right task at hand, right? Use a spoon or chopsticks or a fork, you know.
Right.
But you're
Not a
trying to,
fucking knife.
yeah. If your only tool is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. That's stupid. So
Right.
we're trying to increase the number of tools in your toolkit, and this tool is the most flexible out of all the tools, right? If you could have a if you could have a spoon, a knife, a fork, or chopsticks, like you want the one that gives you the most like versatility. So I would say
Yeah.
like a spoon, right? Because you can cut with a spoon on using the sides. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So it's the same
Well,
thing
line of
here
sight. Do you mean on the enemy or on each other?
on each other. So okay, we
Okay,
haven't gone
so
over
like
that. I was
it's like
trying
a
to,
triangle offense in
yeah.
basketball.
You're on step
Okay.
three. I'm still on step one, addressing your
Okay.
concern about the triple swing, right?
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
So yeah. So to answer your question about the triple swing, that is a very specific move. Um, split one with Legends Gaming, formerly Legends Gaming, now Prima Commanda, they were really good at a 3-2-1 swing, right? For Flame would say push, 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 shoot right, shoot right, shoot right, kill, kill right, kill right, left, 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 right? And that requires like a focus and clarity in your comms and a tightness of trust in your team that you guys clearly don't have, right? And that takes a long time to build.
Mm.
Um, but that, yeah, again, I don't want you guys thinking that's like your only tool, and I would highly recommend for that not to be your only tool. I taught
Yeah.
that to a couple of teams as their primary tool because they had other tools already, you
Right.
know, but you guys just have that and that's it. So what we want to have is like higher variability. See, this is a triangle. This is fine. You guys are within sort of line of sight of each other, right? You know, if like a horizon comes here, you know, goes up like on this backside. So surprise, motherfuckers. You know, you can shoot. You can use this cover and shoot the guy, right?
Yeah.
So the thing that you want to avoid, we've talked about this before you got here, is you usually want to avoid a straight line like this. You know, let's say your enemies are over here and you guys are like fighting each other. You usually don't want to have a straight line like this. Why? It's because if these guys tend, you know, let's say another team comes in and starts shooting this guy, right? This teammate on the right can't help that guy. And you can't do anything either if you're in the middle. You really can't help except for shoot them, you know? Let's say your Newcastle's over here and he's the only one with like defensive capabilities. You have to waste an alt to get to this guy. So you normally don't want to be in a straight line like this. What you normally want to do is a triangle of some sort. So let's say you have a team that you want to push. They're in a building, right? You have all the space between you guys. There's boxes here. Use the boxes, right? Go wider. Fuck with them. See, this is a corner. This is a corner. Shoot from this corner. Shoot from that corner, and then go to another box. And you guys, what's going to happen is this. So we'll go back here. So let's say you're blue and you move. We'll do two places. We'll do three places. One, two, three. Okay. Let's say your teammate is green. One, two, and let's say there's a box here, three. And let's say your teammate is purple out here. One, two, three. Now look at all these points where you guys intersect. You guys are naturally working together, right? And you're all getting different information. I'm not saying just move around like a spastic, you know, but obviously you want to have some sense of like a cover to cover. But the way you guys you get but the thing is though right now you guys are waiting. Okay, the issue with the triple swing is you're waiting for a perfect condition. And the thing is that you can't wait for a perfect condition, right? If you see an opening and you see that triple swing, yeah, go for it. Fuck it, right? You know, if it's obvious, but if you're trying to force that triple swing, it's really, really bad because it's sort of a gamble. GK could get away with it because like mechanically they could, you know, destroy most people as a team. Like ironically, like I remember we like TDM TSM and we beat them like 4-1. And like the same thing with fucking what's it called? Not Hardecky's team, Oiron's team, Aurora. So in terms of like pure mechanical capability, we're outdoing them. But TDMs aren't really a great example. Okay, so here you guys are playing. Okay, this is Vesa. I know you guys care about Vesa and like Void um, points and shit, but if you're trying to get better, I would just use it as a way to like, you know, just fucking ape people.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, if you're trying to get better as a team long term, you know, like if you're really thinking about getting better over a long period of time versus like what's satisfying now, then I would just ignore points and all that shit and just learn how to destroy people. And you guys are just ratting here. This is such a bitch move.
Oh yeah,
Just
we rat this guy. Yeah.
yeah, it's funny though. You know, I've done that. It's fun. just to fuck with people. But yeah, look at these angles, man. Look, you guys are all triple stacking the house.
On the
What are you
same.
doing?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
That's a duo, right? Why don't you guys just?
and now it's a. This was no that this was this
No,
team
that's
we're shooting as a
that's why
trio.
we ratted, because we didn't want to start the fight because we thought that because we'd get thirded.
Mm. Okay.
I'm not
Yeah,
saying
because
that was not a bitch move, but I think that was what I
Oh, that
said
makes
to
sense.
convince myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Not to argue
so
the reasoning, but
okay, you're shooting in open
Why am I
space.
out in the fucking open? Oh my
Yeah, man.
god, it's
Yeah,
pissing me off
yeah,
now that you've like said it.
yeah,
yeah,
And
look
it
at
man.
all
makes me
that YouTube. Look
panic.
how much health you just lost too.
I know.
Yeah,
And I'm healing out in the open.
play your health, play your life better. See, and you guys aren't able to. You guys just weren't aware of that guy like approaching you. You know.
Because we're
Yeah.
not looking at enough angles.
Yeah, and you guys are just staying in one place. Look, the amount of information you have is directly proportionate to how much you move and where you place
Right.
yourself. Right? You guys are inside, so that means the information that you get is the four walls, and barely
Yeah.
the information from the windows. But if you're outside, and you're using cover, you would have seen that they were threats coming in. And also, as soon as in terms of judgment, this is a bad fight. Immediately, this is a bad fight because your resources are low, you don't have enough cells, and there's a team on low ground, right? So I just would have said, back off, just leave, right? Or you could bait them to the house. Hunk, I want you to prep your drill behind cover from now on, and then shoot it when you're out of
Yeah.
cover.
And then shoot it when.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Jordan, what are you, MNK or roller?
Roller two.
Okay, so we're gonna go over the same thing. Do you guys have R5 reloaded?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
so we're gonna go over that in a sec. It's just the same thing, man. It's just the same thing. It's not complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine if you backed up to the fence on your left instead. See?
Yeah.
Also, if you went out here, there's no cover, but if you peek that corner, right, this would have been a completely different fight. If you peek that corner and you shot him, and he saw that, but he sees that your health is you don't have your shield. That's fine. But if he apes you, then you get to control, then you get to pre-aim the fuck out of him, right?
Yeah.
You get to drill this and then pre-aim him. You get to control the timing of it. But if you're out here, you're just a sitting duck. Here, you
Right.
peek, and you shoot the guy, and you can bait him, and then you go back to this cover and bait him again. That's how you bait
Yeah.
people. You literally kite
And I'm
them.
also thinking too, if one of us was holding that building to the right, we would have known that
Yeah.
the path was pushing and been able to bait him as I was healing.
hmm Luckily, everybody in rank sucks, so you know.
Yeah.
I think we have gotten away with playing so aggressively on top of each other because we
Everyone
play
sucks.
ranked and no one's playing together, and those triple swings are like fed to us constantly.
Yeah.
And that as we've gotten better and we've gotten to diamond or masters or into like Vesa, and the other team is communicating as much as we are, those like you said, that one tool opportunity goes away,
Yep.
and we're like, why the fuck are we getting aped?
Your
And I think
environment isn't punishing you enough. That's just a fact.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's something I've talked
Just
about
the
with
fact that we're calming and playing somewhat together
yeah.
gets you through ranked, because there's solo queuers and all that kind of other
And
bullshit.
it's confusing for you guys because you're like, wait, we do so well in rank. Like, why isn't this transferring over? It's
Yeah,
because
exactly.
Right.
yeah, it's like somebody the thing is though, again, I fucking hate rank because it's not hard, you know? And you get punished for it. It's like if you are in high school and they only teach you algebra and then you go to college and they're like, "Okay, this is our particle physics homework." And you're like, "What?
Right.
Yeah.
What? What the fuck? We haven't even done calculus. Like we just learned times tables. Like what the fuck? This is the same thing. So you guys have to hold yourself to a higher standard. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like rank, you really can't you have to be purposeful about your rank sessions. You can't just rank is baby bullshit, in my opinion. It's baby, you know? Like what I would like for you guys to do, possibly, obviously work on this, but if you guys can, like once you guys get to master, like obviously work on your team stuff, but maybe a couple hours a week, maybe one day a week, get on alt accounts, obviously get it to the point where you can level up, where you can actually play rank, you know, and then just do
Yeah,
three
we have them
points.
already. We've got a lot of body boys we play with, our friends.
Good. Do 3 points on lower ranks. Each of you go off in different parts of the map and you just 1v3.
Yo, I was reading about this in the what's it called? In the training methods. Or did you send a tweet about it? Because
Uh,
I've
Probably
been
both,
following your tweets for
you
a
know.
while.
I don't
Yeah, I
yeah,
think it's probably
I
both.
wrote all those tweets within like an hour and then I spent
Yeah,
another
yeah, yeah.
hour.
Because I remember you saying you always pre-schedule your tweets.
Yeah, so people were like will start arguing with me about something. Dude's like, dude, I wrote that when I was like
I wrote
high
that like three
with
months
like
ago.
I wrote that when I was high like 3 months ago, man. Like, what the
That's funny.
fuck? Yeah, it's like you're probably right. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, yeah, like why is one of my posts cooking right now? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's
That's
funny.
funny.
Yeah, but it's all I'm not saying that like it's because it's like I actually mean what I say when I like say that shit
Oh
though.
yeah, of course.
It's
Right.
all
That's funny that you scheduled them. Where you like this is going to be a good tweet, and you stash that away. That's
here, I'll
funny.
prove it to people who don't believe me. Hold on.
No,
That's
Here, I'll
funny.
show you. Boom. Uh, it's scheduled. See?
oh Jesus, it's so many.
All of
It's so many.
those.
I thought it was going to be like three. That's funny.
No,
Nah,
yeah, like
months in
dude,
advance, dude.
yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, because I followed you and then I posted all the updates. Whenever you had this scheduled, when you tweeted that you scheduled, I was like, oh, I'm gonna follow and I'm gonna get notifications on this because I want to see these.
Okay, so this isn't that bad, right? But even the way you're pathing here is not great. You guys are just doing open track, open cover. And the thing is, remember, what you see is the thing that gets you information. You guys are all looking straight ahead, which means this is the scope of information that you have. No one. What are your two biggest threats? Again, Hunk,
Height and chokes.
height and
Height and
chokes.
chokes.
Okay, so choke here, and then
Choke
height
and then
here,
height.
right? So those are your two biggest threats. Nobody's looking right.
No.
Nobody's looking left. No one's looking behind you to clear, right?
Right.
If you get shot from the right and you're surprised, that's your fault.
Yeah.
You're running with your gun out. Don't do that. Oh wait, actually, never mind. You're Maggie. Doesn't matter.
I had to get whenever I recently started running Maggie, and I didn't know about the passive,
Hmm.
so every time I saw Maggie running with her gun out, I was like, this fucking bot.
Well, it doesn't even matter. It's like you shouldn't you should be running with your flatline in your primary first, right?
Right.
Because that's going to be the mid range. So as a team, we're going to go over like half commitment and full commitment later as a team because like this is really what I want you guys to work on is just getting new angles for now. But most
Right.
fights you want to start, actually all fights you want to start with half committed, right? That's
Hmm.
those are the two stages of every single fight. It's half commitment and then full commitment. Okay? And half commitment means it's usually mid-range. This is why you running around with your EVA A is useless, right? Because
Right.
when most of the fights that are initiated are mid-range. And the thing is that with mid-range, like you don't want to full commit to something like especially with this meta, you don't really want to full commit to even what looks like a clear advantage for you. What you want to do is you want to get that
Right.
first kill and then just like immediately raise your awareness. You're like, is there going to be a third party? Right.
Right.
We'll talk about pacing and shit in the future. but right now you running around with your Eva 8 is brain dead. Because that means you have to take the time to switch to your flat line,
To switch to the
which
cannon.
is which I think like 0.6 seconds, which is not ideal.
Mm-hmm.
And that's enough time for you to lose 100 of your health. Okay, so you guys are accomplishing nothing here. What are you doing? Yes. I mean, look, if you get shot here, you're fucked.
Right.
Right? Cover to cover. When you're pathing, you want to go cover to cover. You're standing here in the open. If you're trying to go here, cover, cover. That's a million times better. Or cover to cover. LOS. See, this is a divot. This guy up here, if you crouch and slide, you can go to the right here. But instead, you're like, hey, you should. I hope they like introduce a new cosmetic where you have a giant banner or a flag right above you that says "Kill me." You know, you might as well.
Right.
It's- You're literally asking to get fucking fried. Where are you, Jordan? No one's on the outside? You guys are
He
all just,
is right behind me. We're all peeking this
oh my God, I want to
same
murder
looking
all
this
of
way.
you. Get new
Oh, there you
angles.
go. There you go. I
Yeah.
think Nask is now. He's looking. He's
Yeah.
trying to get an angle to the left now. And then
Okay.
Jordan calls the push to the right because we're going to
S-
put pressure on this team to the
Stop
bridge.
running with your Eva. You're
I know.
accomplishing.
It's yeah.
Okay,
It's
look.
so cringe.
Look at this.
Now I'm never gonna run out my Eva.
What's gonna happen here? What's gonna you should have gone right.
I'm immediately gonna switch.
And you're standing in them open. You could have gone right here, right? Inside, pause.
Hmm.
You could have gone inside. Okay, you went up on the left, that's fine. But you could also have gone inside and gone to the far door to get that angle here. And then told him
Right.
to take height. We'll go over comms and stuff a different day with your team when everyone's here.
Right.
I'm not going over comms today. Okay, boom. As soon as you get that, move up. But instead, you're standing here for 5 years. You
Yeah.
can't capitalize on an advantage. As soon as you get that, just fucking move. Boom. Just move up. But instead,
Right.
you take the time to reload. You're waiting for perfect conditions. Just fucking move up, dude.
Right.
Ugh. And you have an alt. Fuck the loot. Fuck the loot. Fuck the loot, dude. You just
Yeah.
move
Yeah.
left. Ugh. Why? It's so slow. This is like what Cal likes to call like negative movement. You guys just aren't
Uh
doing.
huh.
You guys just aren't moving. So the way I want you guys to act like wolves, right? Like, let's say you have enemies that are like a pack of sheep. Instead, wolves don't attack like this, right? They don't attack like all in a flat line. What do wolves do? Jordan, this is you.
One goes up the middle, and one goes in the right, one goes in the left.
Yeah, you
It's
create
literally a 1992 Bulls triangle offense. That's what I need
exactly.
to implement here.
No, it's just because he's watched Twilight.
What the fuck does Twilight have to do with anything?
It's
Twilight
literally
wolves isn't Twilight with wolves?
this is
Wolves?
literally
No, that doesn't mean anything to me.
okay. So this is literally I'm not gonna touch that one. So this is literally yeah, it's a triangle offense. Okay, so it's just pressure. You want to pressure from multiple sides, right? And
Yep.
then you want to move constantly. Just keep them guessing.
So
But
something is interesting. We play like that
mhm.
when we think that we're the best players in the lobby.
Yeah, how about this? Instead of relying on your emotion to create action, maybe you should
Yeah.
just do the thing regardless of the emotion.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you. I tell this to all my students all the time. Let's say how much can you bench or squat? Do you know?
I don't know,
Okay.
250.
Let's say you bench 250. Okay. If you bench 250 while weeping like a little bitch, right? Let's say on Monday you bench, your girlfriend breaks up with you, your boyfriend breaks up with you, and you're crying, you feel like a bitch, and you bench 250. Then on Tuesday or Wednesday, because you have a split, right? You bench that 250 again, but you're happy. Guess what? Both days, regardless of your emotion, you're doing the action of benching 250.
Right.
So your emotions, how about you focus on your actions rather than your emotions? Like, yes, your emotions can affect your actions, but what if you're so good that you're good regardless of how you feel? So yeah, just focus on the action.
Yeah.
You
No.
guys like,
Yeah.
you should never focus on just like, oh, we don't feel like, oh, we feel terrible today. You know what I mean? It means like we can't do well. Like, no, use it. Use whatever you have. If you feel like shit, get angry. If you feel sad, use it. you know, use whatever you have. You don't have to feel a certain way to accomplish a certain thing. Like you have to see this as work. Like do your fucking job. Oh, imagine if you went further right, bro. See that giant rock on your right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
If I
See?
went further right on this.
Yeah, and imagine if someone went like towards like the fence on the left just to fuck with people. You guys just this is how you become more aggressive. Literally by like closing in like a wolf. And here's the deal. This is what's gonna happen. Is over the next week, you guys are gonna try this, and then you're gonna overextend and you're gonna feel like an idiot. I'm telling you this now, so that way when it does happen, that you just say, fuck it, try it again. You know?
Right.
I'd rather you make a lot of mistakes in the effort of trying to learn something new versus just doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
Okay? So here, like, I want you guys to be bullies. Like, just because, okay, as soon as you establish a position, because you guys are normally a zone team, right? And Vesa. So, as
Right.
soon as you establish a position, step one, okay, so we have scout, stabilize, right? You guys have already stabilized. You've scouted for your position, then you stabilize, right? And then shoot your gun. But as soon as you stabilize here, you should be fucking with other teams, right? Get that cover. This corner here, you know? Like you can use your Q to queue into them and then go to the door and then fuck with these guys, right? And then have one of your teammates watch you and then bait them to that window, right? Like you can go left.
Right.
You have a lot of mobility. It's like, hey, somebody look at me, look at me. I'm gonna push left here. Stay there, look at me, you know? And then you just fuck with these guys, and then you can Maggie ball them and destroy them.
Right. Oh my gosh, that's fucking don't even think about this.
Yeah, I want you guys to be bullies. I want people in chat during void scrims to be like, you guys aren't playing correctly, you know? Somebody ban these guys. They're just steamrolling. They're killing the lobby. And your response should always be more aware. It's not just like maybe you should be more aware. Have you tried that? Have you tried not
Were you
sucking?
just scratching your back in final zone, by the way, Julio? Did I see that?
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
sir.
like what
Scratching my back.
like I didn't know. I sorry, maybe they should turn on proximity chat and I'll tell you guys exactly what I'm gonna do so you can prepare yourself.
Right.
You guys are doing nothing here. You're doing nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
You're not creating space. You're not destroying anybody. Instead, you're crossing into open space for this team on your right was such a free kill. That team
Yeah.
right there, both those teams were such a free kill.
Wait, so walk me through that. Like, how do we swing that team without
Take the word
like okay?
swing out of
So
your mind.
in my
Take the
mind,
word
if we
swing.
swing that team,
Remove the
well, then
word
we're
swing.
we're dying in third.
Remove the word swing because it
Okay.
has too many connotations. You have too many
Okay, that makes
emotional.
sense.
Okay, so how do you
So
kill that team?
taking that fight
Okay.
in my mind is putting us. Let's say we win the fight and we come in third
Hmm.
because we're gonna get third. That's in my head.
Yeah. Okay. So in terms of points, right? How many points do you get for fourth place versus third?
I
I think
think
it's
it's
one
one
more
more.
per, right? At that,
Yeah,
at,
it's definitely more like maybe 10 or
I
15.
don't know about ranked. And like I don't know.
Okay.
All right,
But
talking
let's say
about for
it's
comp
Vesa.
or ranked.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's say it's comp,
It's for
right?
Vesa, then it's
yeah.
like okay. It's comp,
Yeah.
then it's for fourth and third. Fourth is I think 7, and then third is 9.
9.
No.
Okay. Was that two
Yeah.
plus 2 points? And then you get three
Yeah, it's like 2
kills.
or 3.
That's 5. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So you're asking your question, Jordan, is how? You just get different angles. One here, one at the door, maybe one on the other side, you know? Or you have two people, one here, and then one person here to kite and bait. You can use this teammate number 1 as bait. They're poking and then they go back, you know? And then this guy looks to chase this guy. Like the guy inside looks to chase that guy because he got weakened, and then you can just fry him.
Okay.
When you're pushing these kinds of RVs, this is a great method. Two people push on one side, and you can't. Let's say you can't look at the other side. It's impossible because you have a team on height shooting. Let's say it's impossible. Fine. You nade stack. You have one person here, and then look. What does this create?
A triangle.
A triangle. Right. But look at how long you guys are here for, where nothing is happening. So if we take this map and we blow it up, right? I'll do a little screenshot. Okay. So what I want you guys to do in the future is to take chunks out of the map, right? You know that nobody is here, right? Nobody can fuck with you over here. That's pretty clear. Okay. You have an enemy over here. You have one enemy here, and then possibly an enemy here. But you don't know, right? What you should do is take chunks out of like control what you can. Focus on one enemy at a time. This is a known factor. Kill this team. Cool. Guess what? You're in third place. You get plus 5 points, and then you only have to deal with two other teams. Cool. Kill that team. If you feel like you can't win, kill that team. Get more points. You get second. Fine. Cool. See what I mean? It's like you just take one thing at a time. But what you're hoping for is like to get first. And this, again, Jordan, comes from the mindset that you care about RP. This means that you care more about RP than you do your own growth. Flip those around. Stop giving a fuck about RP.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like overall as a
Yeah.
team,
Imagine if you guys were
we
so
care.
good at fighting, right? And so sound in your decision making that you don't give a fuck about RP, that the RP comes
Yeah.
naturally. That's it.
We got to go back to me scratching.
Don't worry, I'm old too. Pilates, baby.
That's the thing. I can't even say I'm old.
Pilates.
He won't
I'm not.
stretch. I've been telling him to stretch for like a year. He's not
Pilates is
once.
the thing, man. It doesn't matter how much like calisthenics or weightlifting you do, Pilates is the key. Look, you're fucking these guys already. They're so bad. They're so bad.
Yeah, they end up dying. They're
Yeah,
terrible.
and then there's
They
another
literally
team
gave me
on the
that
other
first
side.
day.
You could have used them to
Yeah,
fuck with them. And you guys care so much about your RP, and you guys are playing it like it's, match point. Stop.
yeah,
Like, hey, let's kill this team. Okay, yeah, sure, fuck it. Fine, fuck it. Let's kill this team.
right.
And listen, aping and swinging, I don't mind people doing that, but it comes with so many like negative connotations where it means like, oh, swing out into the open without using cover, or we ape them
Right.
without thinking,
Right,
create
right.
pressure
Cover
first,
further.
pressure the enemy first, and then like turbo fuck them, right? But as soon as you get a knock, you should never, okay, you should, as a general rule, as soon as you get a knock, you slow down. I know that sounds crazy, right? As soon as you get a knock, you slow down, you reassess. Because why? Because that team is no longer a threat. It is a 3v2, and there might be another team. Cool, you got second here. Fine, whatever. I don't give a fuck if you get first or whatever. Who cares?
Right.
You you should make their lobby react to you. You should like people should be getting pissed that you made a decision to ape them in rank. Like, why the fuck would you do that? Because it's rank, it doesn't matter. You guys need to learn how to put yourself in a bad position. Because you were in a bad position before. If you only put yourself in good positions, then you only know how to get out of good positions, and you never know how to get out
Sure.
of bad positions. You need to like learn how to fight in every kind of position possible.
Right.
You guys are a zone team because you have enough macro knowledge, but here's the thing. Zone macro is baby bullshit.
Yeah, I know. I've felt that because it didn't do anything for us.
Yeah, it doesn't do
Yeah, it
anything.
didn't do. Yeah, it didn't do shit for
And
us.
the
It's
way
gotten
you
us a couple of good games, but it's just been because we got zone right.
yeah, it's a hope
Yeah.
and a
If we
prayer.
get zone wrong, we're fucked.
Yeah. We'll go over macro a different day, but right now the foundation for you guys at least will come down to your ability to fight and like maneuver around the map. Stop using your mastiff.
I know. I'm
Okay,
running it on
so
full.
quick thing, we're gonna go into R5, not you guys right now, but see if anybody in chat. Miki, attack, Piggy, what's up everybody? Sorry, I didn't say hi to you guys. I was in the middle of coaching. Um,
This is all I needed. Just someone to tell me dog shit, and I'm gonna get better.
yeah, sometimes you don't know. You have the drive, you have the effort, right? And you have the desire, clearly. But you just don't want to. You just didn't know what thing to work on. Okay,
Right.
so
Exactly.
if you look at this is specifically for rollers. If you look at here, these are the accuracy scores that I want you guys to hit for roller. Okay. Now we're gonna go over each of these in a second, but this is mid. This is like standard. You know, these should be higher for um. This should be much higher. Like once you get to a certain level. Okay.
Are they like a certain meters distance?
No, those are accuracy scores.
No, I mean like at 4 meters or 6 meters or.
Yeah. Go over that in a sec.
This is the one. That's the train, like the aim training routine that I think I've showed you before. John.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the four is it four? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so these are the 5 ones I want you. Create, select map, Kings Canyon, offline, playlist, aim trainer. Okay. So these are the 5 that I want you to do. I want you to do them today. You will improve pretty drastically within a few days, right? And what we're going to focus on is technique and feel. Now, if you guys weren't controller, if you were MNK, I'd tell you to focus on other things. But with controller, we're going to learn how to abuse the aim assist. Okay? And get a feel for the aim assist because you can't think when you're aiming with roller. It's always going to be feel for you guys. So you
Sure.
can't like intellectualize it. So we're going to set invincible targets on. We'll leave this to 60 seconds for now. Actually, like what I'd like for you to do is 120. When you guys are controlling your controller on the thumbstick, I want you to feather it as much as possible. You should not be pressing it down. There are two reasons. One, you can fuck up your hand, and two, just like long-term health, right? SMG R99. Cool. I'll do strafing dummy. This is the tree challenge. I developed this over a year ago. Every single person that I've ever taught this to who's actually stuck with every single day for over a month has improved drastically. You can ask pandas. You know, I taught this to Xander. Xander was the first person to ever break 50% accuracy consistently in R5 Reloaded 1v1s. Higher than Koifel.
Same.
Okay. So we're going to go to slow. Not normal, but slow. Okay?
Mhm.
Strafing dummies. As soon as you get here, you're going to turn around and you're going to shoot. Oh shit, I forgot to change my settings. Okay? And you're just going to shoot this. Oh shit, my bad. And you want to have auto reload on hit. My bad. Your goal is just to feel the aim assist, because with this you have a bubble, right? There's an aim assist bubble, and every time you get into the aim assist bubble, you have to break into it with a little bit of pressure, and to leave the aim assist bubble, you feel kind of a drag and then a release, right? So I want you to think about it in terms of a wave instead of like a straight line. I want you to feel yourself slow down by the wave, right? And just stay in that bubble as long as you can and kind of sway back and forth. Okay? Your goal is 50. Technically, I'd like for you to get to 65, right? But right now, we're just going to go with mid-level stuff. Okay? That's your first one. That is tree challenge. Leave. We're going to do close strafes. You're just going to move up, and then you are just going to move like this. You're going to focus on long strafes. If you try to focus on short strafes, what that does is that breaks you out of, at least on roller, it breaks you out of the aim assist bubble. You become very jittery. If you have longer strafes, you can maximize your what's it called? Recoil smoothing. Because if you're doing this, you're losing your recoil smoothing. But the longer you can go in the opposite direction, right? The longer you can do recoil smoothing. So with this, you want to get to 90%. Was that 90? Yeah, you want to get to 90%.
Yeah. For the close strafes, could we set it to the 2 distance?
You can, or just walk
You
up
know what
to
that
it.
were?
Yeah, just walk up
Okay,
to it
okay.
and just get close. This one, you just stay here
Right.
and only right stick. What?
The mid. Okay.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, only right stick with this one. Mid, only right stick.
Okay. So there's no mid with strafes.
No strafes.
Okay.
Okay. The last two are different ones. Change weapon. We're gonna go to hit scan. Hit scan auto. Okay. We're gonna do close range, hip fire, no strafes. Just that. Okay. Nice little lightning gun. And then we're gonna do hip fire with strafes. Okay. Now, if you look at all three of these guys and their aim, and you correlate it to their in-game aim, it's pretty on point. It's like almost 1-to-1. Okay. So Farrell's mid was like really, really bad before actually. And his long range was really, really bad, you know. But if you look at Josh's mid like long range is not anywhere near as strong as Farrell's. So this is all very like really, really consistent. So I would highly recommend for you guys to do each of these, maybe 10 minutes each, or like a couple of times each every single day. If you can train like this every single day, maybe for a half hour, take a break, then do another half hour, take a break, and do this like at least an hour every single day within a few months, your like even within a month, your aim will grow astronomically.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So then we
You
did
recommend
tree trunk.
prioritizing this over gameplay? Like if I have 2 hours to play, should I do this for an hour and then play and then or like in what you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. For time management, I would spend maybe 2 hours a week doing this. That's all you would need.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you have a day of gameplay, I would just do this for or maybe I do this for a half hour every single day and then do an hour and a half, right? So we do a
Cool.
half hour every single day, that's 3.5 hours in a week, right?
Right.
And then just use it as a warm up. But what I would do is I would prioritize tree challenge more than anything else because most of your fights are going to be long range, right?
Mhm.
So most of your fights are going to be this range. And then this is going to teach you more about the Amos's bubble than anything else. And again, I don't want you guys to think about it. I just want you to focus on how you feel. Your thumb, how your body feels, how your breathing feels, how your eyes feel, like if they're relaxed or strained. Focus more on yourself than the target, if that makes any sense. I know that sounds
Right.
weird, but if you can if you can focus on yourself, become more in tune with your own body, that will improve your overall aim considerably rather than just focusing on the target, right? What we're trying to do is make you a better flyer, not make you have better branches to land on. Cool.
Okay.
Do you guys have any
Mhm.
questions?
Can you go back to the Discord again?
Mm-hmm. You can just
So the tree challenge, I know the tree challenge. The close strafes is the so with the hip fire, or no, the close strafes is the R9 with the close strafes. The
the
mid
first
is
three are R9.
um
The last two are
okay.
auto. Uh, s-
Okay. And so
okay,
for the mid R9, that's with strafes as well, or is that just right stick?
just right stick.
Okay. So the mid is okay. And then the hip fire with right stick. Okay.
Yeah, we want to get
And then
that
hip
65.
closest strafe. Okay.
Yep. Um, I want you guys to do that today if you can, or tomorrow. Give it to me within. Give me your numbers. Remember, you want to set that to 2 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
And I want you guys to give me those numbers. And then we will track that progress over a month, and then 2 months, within 3 months. Okay. Ideally,
And you want to
within,
just post that in the general?
yeah, and just
Okay.
tag me. And then ideally, what we want to do is for you guys to get hackusated. I want people to start accusing you of hacking.
Right.
Okay. I want there to be a
That'd
clip.
be ideal.
Yeah, I want there to be a clip like, oh, that guy's clearly cheating or he's using scripts or whatever. That's my favorite situation. So the guy just beamed me from fucking 5 million miles away with the roller. It's like, yeah, of course. Why wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys have any questions?
Um, I think I think the only one that I had it was about just kind of we what we're doing in terms of like coaching from now on, because you we were
Yeah, how does
talking
this
about
work?
so like
Okay.
how does this
So
work?
the so you guys hit me up. We're gonna do 3 or 4 more sessions. And we're going to do it.
Okay.
And I want every single week or every couple of weeks, if you want to, depending on your time, just send me VODs. That $100 isn't like for. I'm not keeping that 100. I'm giving it to like back to tier two. I've never kept any of the money that I've made from coaching. I usually save it up, and if somebody needs like somebody from India or whatever, or somebody or from like Vietnam needs a like new controller or whatever, I just use that money to buy them stuff. So,
Right.
but that money, the $100 is a threshold. It's a sign to me that you guys actually give a fuck about improving.
Right.
So far it's
Right. Right.
worked.
Some would
Everybody,
say too much of a fuck.
I would
yeah,
say.
exactly.
And I
No,
mean my
I know.
it's
I
wife.
was
I mean
telling
my
my wife
wife.
about it too,
My
and she was
wife, yeah.
like, "You're fucking crazy." She's like, "People who pay for coaching are fucking
I've
crazy."
got
And I
too
was
many
like,
hours in this game to be fucking around now, man.
I was
I'm
like,
just
"Of
too
course, I'm
deep.
gonna pay a guy
Yeah.
$100 to
I'm
tell
trying to
me
get
a
yelled
game I've
at
been
by a
playing
pred
three
for 2 years.
years.
That's
I'm
all.
dog shit at."
I mean, here's the deal. Like, I have coached 2 professional teams. I left both of them because they
Yeah.
didn't they didn't act professional and they didn't care. That's just the fact. They cared up until a certain
Right.
point, and when they stopped, I gave them many chances. And I was like, listen, I gotta leave because you guys aren't doing what I'm telling you to. You're not showing up to practice. We're not VOD reviewing. You're not messaging me with ideas about like what you're trying to do. I gave you guys homework. You guys laugh. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? I don't get anything from this. You know,
Right.
like I make way more money. Like I don't even make fucking money coaching. Yeah, I literally do this because I love it. You know,
Right.
so what the fuck?
Well, I appreciate it. You're definitely helping.
Yeah. So I
Yeah, it's
just
great.
yeah.
Yeah.
If I see you guys fucking up, Like, and I see you guys slacking, I'll call you out on it.
Yeah, that's
And
fair.
Oh, please do.
yeah. And if you need to move on, like from Apex, it's perfectly fine too. Just be honest with me. But
Okay.
yeah, just be straight with me about it. Okay, so I want you guys to do this every day if you can. Like that
Hmm.
those training scenarios, and then in game just use cover, strafe into cover, and get new angles. That's it, man. And I know it sounds so simple, but it's like telling someone to run every day for a mile, which is nothing, right? But no one does that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what you're supposed to do, but just fucking do it. Okay?
Right.
You're all
Yeah.
you guys are also gonna fucking hate yourself over the next couple of days. You're like, oh fuck, I died out in the open. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
As soon as I see my mastiff out, I'm be like, oh, fuck, let me change my mastiff.
Yeah, if you're wondering what we're gonna go over in the future as a team, take a look at my screen. This is everything we're gonna go over eventually.
Okay.
Okay. But right now,
Hmm.
all working on is angles and cover.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a final question.
Yeah, hit me.
Uh, uh, and I'm trying to pull something positive. Not that this wasn't positive, but extra positive. What do you think? What do you think we were doing well?
Um, hmm,
It's okay if it's nothing.
If yeah, you could definitely say nothing.
It's
Like,
okay because I know
nothing.
there's a benchmark here that you're starting at.
Yeah, I wish I
Like I
could
know
lie
that
to
you
you
just
guys.
learned this game yesterday, but also
Yeah.
like, is there something that you're seeing that like
Okay, guys,
you think we're doing?
here's the deal. My standard isn't pro league. My standard
Sure.
isn't listen, my standard isn't even LAN. My standard is top 5 at LAN consistently.
Okay.
right,
Okay? So when I say that everybody sucks at the game, I mean fucking everybody,
everybody.
unless you are consistently a top 5 player at LAN. You know, are you Zainu? Are you Phony? Are you Chen Burton? No. Then
Verholst.
like, yeah, are you Verhulst? Are you Reps? You know, are you Zero? Are you Hal? Like, are you any of those guys? And even they have stuff that they need to work on.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right,
Listen, what
right.
I do like is that you guys are open-minded and that you are asking questions, which is really important. Because if you just like sat there and you just took everything I lectured on about and just took it like, I like that you're questioning. I like that you're pushing it back a little bit and you're figuring things out because it tells me that you're
Hmm.
going to figure things out on your own as well. I don't want you guys to only take the things that I give you. I want you to, okay, so Hunk, what are passions that you have outside of Apex?
Passion. I am a teacher, so I have a passion for music teaching.
Okay.
I also enjoy outdoors. I'm a very outdoorsy person.
Okay. Jordan,
Hunting, fishing.
are you a rifle?
I dog train.
You dog
I
train?
scuba dive.
Okay.
I like to cook.
Okay.
That other stuff.
Yeah. Cool. I want you guys to take those things you've already learned, all the frameworks that you've learned, all the heuristics, all the things that you've learned in those other categories of your life and apply it to Apex. Why? It's because you've already built up the neural connections with those things. You've already created those pathways. And there are a lot of parallels between what you already know and Apex. So if you want the things to stick, I want you to imagine music theory, you know? I just want you to think of the things that you already know and try to connect it with Apex. Bruce Lee said, take what is useful. Step one. No, step two is remove what is useless. Step three, and this is the thing that nobody fucking does, but is the most important one, add what is completely your own. Okay? One of the biggest mistakes that my students make is they completely ignore number three. I want you to take the things that you already know and apply it to Apex. And it could be something really obscure and it won't make sense to anybody else. Hunk, you'll come up with me one day and you're like, well, the if you apply like the Lydian mode to Apex, blah blah blah, and I'll be like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Shout out to you for knowing what a Lydian mode is, though.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
was
It's
about
like
to say shout out.
Respect.
yeah, like yeah, it's
We're
like
all
and
three of
you
us are musicians, by the way. Like
yeah, and you
that's
start
all we're
explaining to me like the circle of fifths. I'm like, I don't know how the fuck that applies to Apex, but it sounds like it makes sense. It sounds like it makes sense to you. I want you guys to
Right.
have those kinds of epiphanies. I want you guys to have those kinds of I just want you to get weird with it and just try and experiment and stuff. That's the best thing that I've noticed from you guys is that you're incredibly open-minded, that you ask questions and that you're curious and that you're not like fixated on this is how we have to play the game. You know, I want you guys to see everything as skills, like a skill tree, and you guys are like level 2. Maybe you're
Yeah.
not level 1, but you're level 2 out of 10, and then we'll get you to level 3
it
and 4.
feels like that as soon as you get out of ranked. It felt like a new game.
Yeah,
It definitely felt like a new game.
it's
It was like this is very different. I feel very body all of a sudden.
it's not your
Right? It just
it's not your fault. It's a systemic issue. It's literally rank is just it's not made to be difficult. It's made to keep you
right.
engaged and to make the shareholders happy.
Yeah, it's a casino, bro. That's what I always say.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always say it's
I'm like when we start losing, I'm like I'm cashing out of the casino right now.
I
Good.
don't want you guys to ever be afraid to send me stuff. Ever. Like,
Okay.
hey, like send me something and I'll be like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense." Or like I have a lot of free time, you know? I'm an author, so I only work a couple of hours a day, you know? And then I spend the rest of the time like fucking off or doing whatever. So, send me stuff. I'll get back to you when I can and we'll go over it.
okay.
Yeah.
Sounds great, man.
Yeah, sounds great.
Yeah. So hit me up another time that you can have everybody here at the same time, the same call. We can do VOD review together and we'll go over some macro stuff because your macro is atrocious. Um,
Okay.
yeah, here's the deal. If you know a couple of things with macro, it's so much easier. You guys are overcomplicating your macro. And
That's
Yep.
most of your macro is like hoping and praying, right?
sure.
And
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
if shit doesn't go your way, you guys are fucked. You guys don't really have any systems.
Fucking tell me about it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those are
yeah. So
Some of this, like, it's nice to like just hear that that some of what I've been feeling was there,
yeah,
and like nothing that you said tonight was. I was like, oh, I was missing that. I'm like, yeah, that's what we're doing.
yeah,
Like, I think it was good. It was good to have it pointed out, and that like also it's going to be good to like have someone to fix it with. Because
yeah.
I think that's where we've been lost is like, how the fuck do we fix this? Because we
Almost
like know
almost
we
everything
have
I
a
tell
problem.
you is like obvious. You know, it's all obvious. It's all stuff that you would have arrived to much faster, like much slower. But I'm just here to be like, hey, you should probably. I'm that friend
Yeah,
who's just
and
like,
the
hey,
solutions to that is, I think, the most helpful. Like,
yeah,
like helping us work through it is going to be what's huge for us.
yeah. It's like if you're playing like an instrument, and you're just like, hey, you gotta arch your back a little bit here, or relax your fingers here, or like play in halftime first before you like increase the tempo, like by 10 beats per minute or something like that. You know,
right.
you just start slow. We're gonna work on the small stuff. And here's the deal. This is the great thing. You guys have big problems, but big problems are usually solved by two or three really small solutions that work synergistically, right? So you don't need big solutions. You don't need like this dramatic shit. If you work on a couple of small things, your big problems will be resolved like really, really easily.
That's great.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you guys go. Hit me up. Seriously, send me questions, send me VODs. You guys are my students now, whether you like it or not. So yeah,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great,
Yeah.
man.
I'll
Well,
find
thanks
you
for
and
your time.
Yeah.
I'll make you fucking aim train.
Yeah. Yeah. And
You
then you
don't.
said that for
You won't
the
have to do that. I'm
yeah.
sure we're down.
All right. I'll
I'm
talk
sure
to you
we're
guys
down.
later.
Last thing.
Yeah, sure.
Last thing. The you said the exercises are 2 minutes each, right?
Yeah, 2 minutes each. If you feel like it's a little too much for you, start at one. and then work your way up
Okay, I've
too.
been doing the 2 minutes. I've been doing the 120 or the 2 minutes, and so I just wanted to double check before.
Yeah,
Other
just
than that, we're all good.
get me those numbers over the next couple of days. Is your IGL roller as well?
Yes. So our Zhao Jordan is the IGL.
Okay, Jordan. Okay, is your other teammate roller?
Yeah, he's roller too.
Yeah, we're
Okay,
all roller. Yeah.
yeah, I want all those numbers from all three of you then. Sound good?
Cool.
Okay.
Cool. Have
Sounds
a good
good.
night, guys. Again, please send me VODs. I want updates. I want
Yeah, we
updates.
will.
Sounds great, man.
All right, take
Yeah.
care. Bye bye.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
You too. All right.
Raven Scribe, what's up, buddy? Thanks for coming by. Yeah, I'll talk to you later. Shoot me a message in Discord if you have a question. Peace.